Okay, hi, I'm back and I'm here to talk about step 9. And I am going to read step 9 because I don't want to miss a single word. Made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. You can see why it's so important. So, step 9. After we do step 8 and after we write down the names, I like to take 3 names that I'm willing to start with and write them down and consider why am I making the amends, be clear, and also what would I like to say and what am I going to offer to do to make amends if I need to apologize, if I need to amend my behavior, if I need to pay back money, if I need to um, fix something that I broke, something, whatever. We know by now. So we're going to take those 3 names and we're going to start with that. When possible, we do it face to face. Now, COVID has really, changed the game in a lot of ways, and this is one of them. But still, wherever possible, to do it face to face in person is the best way to do a step 9 amends. Um, if not face to face, then maybe on a Zoom call or a FaceTime, or then a phone call. No texting. Emails, tough. If you have to not be able to do it face to face, a letter is best, and then an email. This is just my opinion. So we want to know that we're going in to do this not for what we're going to get back. In other words, what the outcome is going to be. We're doing it because we're doing it to clean up our side of the street. And that's all we're responsible for. It's all we can do. We can't change anybody else. But as we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. As we change the way we look at people, the people that we look at change. I change my perception. And this is a disease of perception. And so we want to take 3 names and we want to start like that. I'm going to meet them. I'm going to know what I'm going to say. I'm going to offer whatever apologies or amends. So to me, amends are putting things back the way they were before I screwed them up, to the best of my ability. And as we move through the list, as we move through the names, we're going to rotate them, get one off the list, and then bring another one on. And then as I get to the more difficult amends, um, if I have a hard time, I need to pray for the willingness. And sometimes, like we did that list that said, oh hell no, never, that list. I have to pray for the willingness to be willing to even think about being willing, because sometimes I'm so far from it and I just can't imagine it happening. And this is where we really, by now, if you've gotten this far, you have got to have some kind of a concept of a higher power that's working for you, because this is, I'll say, impossible to do on my own. That's just my opinion. So, anyway, and here's the other part: except when to do so would injure them or others. So, if I did something and and the other person doesn't know about it, and to tell them about it would injure them or the other person that I'm talking about. So, cheating. If I cheated on someone, I had a girl talking to me about cheating on her boyfriend with his best friend, and she wanted to know, should she make amends to the boyfriend who didn't know about it. This is dicey stuff, and this is where you need a sponsor. And so part of that is, I don't get to say to the guy, I'm sorry for cheating on you with your best friend that you didn't know about, because to tell you the truth, you've got to really check your motives. Again, somebody to work with that knows you, that is doing this kind of work. The motive involved here could be that this guy, split up with me. And even though he didn't know that I was cheating on him with his friend, he split up with me and hurt me, and I'm still mad at him. I still kind of have a resentment at him. Showed up in my 4th step, and now I want to, make amends by telling him, I'm sorry I cheated on you with your best friend. This is really clear motive that I'm trying to hurt him. I got to be honest, right? So this is one of those. I think it talks about this in the 10th step, about hiding a bad motive under a good one. Oh, I'm making amends. No, I really want to let him know, like, screw you. I hurt you, and I want to let you know in case you didn't know. So this is where we have to be careful. And then comes the question about people who have died. And I've done these amends with people where they go to the graveyard, I go to the graveyard with them. If you need to go bring somebody. One time I went with someone and they couldn't find the grave, and we just picked a spot in the graveyard and she read a letter. And so it was a pretty cool experience. And for me, my higher power that I call God showed up in some pretty cool ways. And all these little details that were, some were apparent then and some were apparent later. So you got to know your higher power is always with you. And if you're asking for help, we'll be there to help you in this process. And the relief we begin to feel is pretty palatable. Pretty evident. How's that? And so it also a lot of the times we start to get a little complacent, and we've done a few amends, and then we start to slow down, and you want to move on step 10, and that's okay, but you got to finish up step 9. So we have to keep going back and finishing step 9. And I want to be careful not to get complacent, not to rest on my laurels, as they say. And it's good to have somebody to be accountable to. It's good to have a sponsor who, when you're reading through the rest of the steps, working through the rest of the steps, will keep saying to you, hey, how you doing on step 9? That helps a lot. So step 9. I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to say. It's a great step. And as evidenced by the first sentence of the 10th step in the literature of a 12-step program, the first sentence says something to the effect of, having worked the first 9 steps, we prepare ourselves for the adventure of a new life. Ooh, I want that. That was really attractive to me. A new life, an adventure. Adventures aren't always easy, but they're pretty thrilling. And this gets pretty thrilling. And as I've done all this work, all the work we've done to this point is to get to this place where we can see what we've done, how we've affected other people, and how we think that our behavior doesn't bother anybody else, but then we can see not only did it harm me, but I did harm others. And so to the best of my ability, I'm going to clean it up. So I think that's it. Step 9. I know. Oh, and the step 9 promises. I think I'm going to do a separate video about the 9th step promises and the 9th step prayer, because it's a pretty powerful bit of promises. And I know, when I first started this work and I first saw those before I had ever gotten to step 9, they weren't that attractive to me, because I thought, oh, I don't really want that. I just really wanted the initial pain to stop, the pain of the way that I was living. And as I started to clear up the wreckage, those 9th step promises started coming true and started, looking pretty attractive to get them all. I want more. I still got that thing going on. I want more. So I think that's it. Made direct amends. And as I said, my definition of amends is to put things back the way they were before I screwed them up. You're not going to always get a good outcome, but there's enough good outcomes to motivate me to keep moving and don't get stuck. And I'm not doing it for the other person. And if they don't ever want to speak to me again, or I can't make amends, I can't change them. But I know to the best of my ability, I attempted to clear this up. So that's it. Step 9. I know I'm missing something, but I'll just chalk it up to COVID brain. All right. I'll talk to you in step 10. See you there.